proud of our guys' stick-to-itiveness throughout the game tonight. Obviously, we've been through a tough stretch the last few games, and we have a lot of pride in this program. So, we don't take kindly to losing, and it doesn't sit well with us. And we have a sense of urgency to grow and improve. The biggest thing that I think our guys demonstrated tonight was a level of character to, win beyond whether the ball was going in or not. We missed 21 out of our 25 three-point attempts, and then we missed probably 10 to 12 shots around the basket. So it's easy for that type of thing to demoralize you. But I thought, for the most part, our guys' spirit and energy was really good.
Just over 4 minutes left. You made a 5-man change. It's rare to see that at that point in the game. Like, what message were you trying to send there?
I wasn't really trying to send a message, Ben. I was trying to sub the lineup out of the game that kept giving up layups and get 5 new guys in the game. Our 5 guys that come off the bench have been terrific in practice of late. Really, really have played well. And so, to me, we have 10 guys that, can go in the game and help our team at different moments. Obviously, we only have one Cam Jones. We only have one Stevie Mitchell. We only have one David Joplin. But, at times, if certain guys aren't at their best, then they need a sub. And, that's something that a lot of people associate with earlier in the year, but that's all year.
I know three-point shooting is very volatile, as you like to say. You guys have had some struggles this season shooting the ball. It seems like you're getting good open looks. How do you diagnose the shooting issues?
Well, do you mean the shooting outcomes or the process? I mean, the outcomes are we shot 4 for 25, so that's pretty easy to diagnose. I think, a lot of those shots are good shots that we'd love to have back. Maybe a couple that we had to force late, but for the most part, Cam Jones 1 for 6, David Joplin 1 for 6, Ben Gold 1 for 4, Royce Parham 1 for 4. Those are 4 really good shooters. Now, why are they missing? Man, there's a lot to it. I mean, and I'm not going to, necessarily play sports psychologist on that one. I just know that we got an opportunity to bounce into our shot, shoot it the right way, shoot it with discipline. We all believe in the guy rising up to shoot it. And I think that over time, those guys are going to make shots. And we have to believe that. But, again, I thought tonight was impressive that we were able to stay connected, more so than our last few games when things didn't go our way.
So, Shaka, getting out of that 3-loss hole, this game, this win, giving you guys a lot of confidence, what is that going to translate into in the next game?
Well, we don't play for a week, so the first thing is, making sure that we win our bye, if you will. We got 6 days in between games, and I think mentally, physically, spiritually, and in terms of relationships, it's important that we win the next 6 games even though we don't have a game. So what that means is continuing to spend time together. I told the guys in the locker room afterward, I really want them to think deeply about what we want out of the last 3 weeks of the regular season and then, the postseason. And, then we're going to spend some time as a team, maybe do some creative things to help everyone understand exactly what page we need to be on and what role everyone needs to play. I believe if we align our behavior with what we want, then what we want is much more likely to happen. So that's an important thing for us to do moving forward. But as you mentioned, it always feels better to do that coming off a win. And this is a Big East game. People might feel whatever they feel, using the word should, but we know as players and coaches that that's the most dangerous word in sports.
Talk about the break. Is this a good time in the season to have? I mean, do you like having it at this point in the season? A few weeks later, does it make a difference to you, or when?
People always ask that question. We don't determine it, so I think when it comes, you have to make it a good time. You've got to make the most of it. Certainly physically, when you get to this late in the season, it's always a good time to get guys some extra rest. Chase Ross, for example, Stevie Mitchell, those guys play so incredibly hard. They're not 100%. Just like guys that play heavy minutes, log heavy minutes on other teams, are not 100%. I know you're sitting there watching the UConn game. Diarra, for instance, for UConn, he's not 100%. He's a warrior, just like Stevie Mitchell's a warrior. So when you do have a bye, just the opportunity to give those guys a little bit of physical rest is powerful. But most importantly, we have to move forward as a team, continue growing, and be able to take a step the next time we get on the floor for a game and then beyond.
Shaka, you touched on this a little bit earlier. You're obviously a process guy, but college guys who haven't lost a lot of basketball games lose 3 in a row. Results matter a little bit as well. How much does the simple winning of a basketball game kind of take the pressure off? It's
a big deal. I mean, and this game could have gone differently. We're not arrogant enough to believe that, we're just entitled to winning. And, if you told me before the game, hey, you guys are going to shoot 16% from 3, 37% overall, then we're really, really going to have to be good on defense to win this game. So we don't take that for granted, to hold a team under 60 points in a Big East game. And you're exactly right. Outcomes matter. Results matter. That's why we're here. We value relationships, growth, and victory. Victory, that's winning. That's why we are here. We believe that relationships are our strongest engine to drive victory. And we believe that the last 3 games, we did not have the requisite connectivity to go on the road in 2 of those 3 games and to be at home against UConn and to play the full 40 minutes as one with a whole that's greater than the sum of the parts to win the game. That's humbling, disappointing, and as you mentioned, that matters. So hopefully those are games that can benefit us in terms of the lessons we take out of them later in the year.
Cam's accomplished some incredibly special things with this university. Earlier this year, he had the first triple-double since Dwayne Wade, and every time we've talked to him, he's always very level-headed, downplays that.
Yeah.
Tonight became the 3rd leading scorer in program history. Behind closed doors, is he the same way in terms of downplaying individual achievements in a team sport?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, he don't get it twisted. I mean, he has pride, and he, wants to climb the charts, as a scorer. And I'll tell you what, it's connected to his love for Marquette. This guy, I don't know if I've ever coached a guy who loves his school, his fans, his program more than Cam Jones. It's going to be really, really hard for him to leave here. And when he leaves here, he's going to go to a pretty cool place. But it's going to be hard for him to leave here because of the bond that he has with everyone here, not just inside of our program, but the people that support our program, the support staff, the faculty at the university, the other students of the university. So, yeah, it's meaningful. It's, I caught a glimpse up there when they showed that graphic. I'm a history guy, so, I know the history here really, really well. And it's kind of strange, like, to think about him, with those, because those guys, you kind of put them up here in your mind. And then we're around Cam every day. But that's how special of a scorer he is. And by the way, those points are a lot harder to come by for him this year than they have been in the past. Hey, one other thing, since Coach Crane was here tonight, I believe that he should be up in the rafters with Al McGuire and Hank Raymonds because of what he did to this program and the way that he changed this program. So that's something that, with my small influence, I want to impact that if I can, because we wouldn't be where we are in a lot of ways if it wasn't for Tom Crean. I don't know if we'd be in the Big East. I don't know if, as I told the guys today, I don't know if we'd have Jordans on our feet. There's been one Final Four here in my lifetime because I was born just after the 1977. He did that. The best player to ever play here, the most iconic player to ever play here, he brought him in. He recruited him. So it's just a special, special coach. And we live in this day and age where coaches don't get celebrated quite as much as they did a generation ago. So I just wanted to make that point. I don't take for granted what he's done here and how it's impacted the ability for us to be in a building like this, have 3 straight sellouts in our last 3 home games, and to enjoy the benefits of being at Marquette the way that we do now.
Midway through the first half, when DePaul's making their run, you waited until the second time they got within a basket to take a timeout. Is there a threshold you have in the first half for taking a timeout to kill a team's momentum?
Yeah, my brain is the threshold. Listen, we've gotten into this time in basketball where people think that everything can be decided by analytics. And I like analytics, and we use a lot of analytics. We use it, but it's just not how it works. You know, you're going by feel. There's about 79 factors, and people that haven't played or coached probably think about half of them. And that doesn't mean that they don't know the game. It just means that there's other things there. I never forget, I did TV one time. I did Turner in the NCAA tournament, 2012. And I was in the studio, and I won't say the name of the analyst, but there was an analyst that didn't play, didn't coach. And he was killing a certain coach. It actually happened to be a coach that's a Hall of Fame coach from down the road, and for not calling a timeout. And I said, listen, here's why he didn't call timeout, and I explained it. So there's other factors there, but actually there's a timeout that I should have called in the Creighton game. That's the one I'm kicking myself about. But, we learn. Thank you.